When I lived in France, I was friends with this French producer who lived in the red light district. And when I would go to visit her, I would pass all these prostitutes. And, I'd never really seen prostitutes like that before in the States. They were very brazenly dressed, sexily dressed. Many of them were quite stunning. And I was kind of like titillated, I guess, but also kind of intimidated by them. And, it didn't really occur to me to have sex with one for quite a while. But then I was kind of getting really depressed and not really liking France. And suddenly they started seeming a lot more alluring. Um, and I was like, I just want to see what it's like. I just want to try this. And so one day I decided, okay, I'm going to do it. And I went up to one that seemed particularly striking. She had very large breasts and she was kind of like formidable looking. The kind of woman that I would never, ever like dare to approach. And I was like, how much? And she said, 150. I was like, okay. And, I had exactly 150 francs in my pocket. And we go upstairs and she says, what do you want? And I said, I didn't know how to say a blowjob. I wanted a blowjob. So I was trying to pantomime a blowjob. And she says, une pipe. And une pipe means a pipe in French. And I thought, maybe that is the word for blowjob. So I said, oui, je crois. And so she said, oh, well, that's 50 extra. I was like, oh. And I reached into my pocket to see if I have any more money. And I just had change. And I'm taking out the change and I'm trying to count the change. And I'm like, 160, 161, 162, 162 and a half. And I'm just counting these like pennies basically. And she's getting really annoyed and she can see that I'm poor. And she's like, okay, fine, just hurry up. I don't have all fucking day. Take off your pants. And so, I just kind of like give her all my change. She doesn't count it. And then she like washes my penis and she does it in this really rough way. And I felt like a kid having their penis washed by their mom. It was very unerotic. And then she says, lie down. And, lie down. And then she, gives me a blowjob. And I come. And then she like spits it out into the sink and says, doesn't taste good, you know. And I was like, I'm sorry. And she's like, get the hell out of here. I got other customers I have to see. And I'm like, okay. And I start trying to put on my pants. But sometimes like it's hard to get your pant leg on and you're trying to stand on one leg and you keep tripping. And I just couldn't get my pants on because I was so nervous and I was kind of trembling and I felt so bad. And she's just going, hurry up. I don't have all day. And, I got my pants on more or less and I just didn't even tie my shoes and I just kind of rushed out of there and I was so humiliated and I just thought, wow, I'm never doing that again. And then like, I don't know, a few months later, I wanted to do it again.